A new study indicates that the vast majority of teenagers who take out loans in order to go to college don't actually understand what the terms of those loans are. In fact, the information revealed by this study shows you just how disastrous our current state of higher education is. So the organization that did this study is known as Lendidoo, okay? And when Lendidoo talked to 477 undergraduate and graduate students at 3 Bay Area campuses, it found that only 6% of them know how long they would be repaying the debt. Only 8% knew the interest rate on their loan.
So if you're taking out a loan for your house, you put a lot of thought into it because you're going to have that loan a lot of times, your mortgage for quite some time. And boy, even a small movement in interest rate is going to affect how much you pay, so you pay a lot of attention to it. But if you're getting a student loan, which is also true, and in fact could stay with you longer than a mortgage, you're like, I guess I need a student loan. I'm going to college. I said, I'm 18. Come on, let's party. Let's put it away, right?
Yeah.
So they're not paying attention to how much their interest rate is. They're believing they should pay attention to it. But it's hard to tell somebody, pay attention to something that's going to be relevant to you 4 years from now.
Yeah.
Right, let alone 20 years from now. So I'm not, even though the numbers are depressing, I'm not surprised by it.
So if Bernie Sanders' plan of making public education, meaning public universities, free for all, if that actually happens and it goes through, that would solve quite a bit of these issues. However, let's say that that doesn't happen, right? And we're not going to live in this idealistic, awesome society. Why don't we have classes in high school that educate these teenagers about what a loan is, what's an interest rate? When I was fresh out of high school, I didn't know what an interest rate was. I had no idea because these are issues that you don't really have to deal with until you're well into your adult years. And so now, since students have to take out these massive loans, they need to understand what the consequences of those loans are. So let's have an elective class, not even an elective class, a mandatory class that high school students need to take either in junior or senior year so they know what they're getting themselves into before taking out these loans. Now, more than 90% of the students did not know which type of loans accumulate interest during school and which do not. 73% thought that Sallie Mae, which for years collected federal student debt, was a person rather than a company. It's amazing.
It's kind of funny. And look, I don't know who I thought Sallie Mae was when I was 18. And if you don't know what Sallie Mae is, okay, I hear you, brother. It depends on your situation. But if Sallie Mae, whoever she is giving you a lot of money that you're going to have to pay back and is going to cost you a ton of money in the long run, you should find out who she is.
Yeah, you should. Look, I don't blame the students. I know that some people are going to get tough on the students, and I can understand the reasoning behind that. But just keep in mind that when you're a high school student, you're told over and over again by counselors and adults that the end goal is to get a college degree, and you get that college degree under any and all circumstances, right? And a college education is important, but you're told and you're lied to as a teenager in regard to, oh, if you get that college degree, you can do whatever you want, and you'll be wealthy, and you'll pay off those loans, and everything's going to be great. No, it doesn't work that way. You're going to graduate college, and you're not going to make a lot of money. You're going to make a shitty amount of money, and it's going to take you the rest of your life to pay back $150,000 in student loan debt. We need to be honest with students. Number one thing is stop lying to them and telling them that they're going to be wealthy after they get a college degree. It's a misconception that is constantly told to you when you're a teenager, and it drives me crazy.
Okay, there we have slight disagreements, right? So you're right in general. Like, as soon as you graduate, they don't throw rainbows and unicorns at you, and it's not like you're on a boat.
Yeah.
Right? At the same time, I believe you can get wealthy, but,
it's very rare.
Okay.
Yeah.
It requires a lot of work, and it's not the most common occurrence, right? So the bottom line is we agree that you've got to be a lot more realistic. For example, only 28% of students know that government can take money from their wages, their Social Security payments, their tax refunds to recoup outstanding loans. And that's a pretty important thing to know.
Yes.
And over 70% don't know it. Only 37% understood that if you declare bankruptcy, it's extremely hard to get rid of student loans. So these are basic facts that it's incumbent upon us to teach people so that they are completely aware of life-altering decisions that they're making at that point.
Exactly.
Right? And just so you guys know, Freddie Mac is also not a burger, also not a person, okay? Sallie Mae's a company. Freddie Mac, I don't know if you guys know, also not a human being or a sandwich.